So we got number 21A, American IPA. It is the most common craft beer style in the United States and Australia, and it is kind of the...
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it is the kind of reason craft beer came resurging back, or a part of the reason that there is a craft beer revolution going on today. American IPAs, because they're so versatile, because they're delicious, because they get you drunk, are created and made and perfected by almost every single craft brewer in the world. We don't need to go into what it is exactly and the history. We all know about English colonising India, the hops on the boat making the beer last longer and making it delicious, of course. But it's similar to an American Pale Ale with more hop aroma, not more hop bitterness, but it's a bitter, malty, caramelly, bready, alcoholic, aromatic beer. Aromas and flavours. This is actually like my fourth or fifth iteration of this particular beer. This recipe won a silver at the Robe homebrew competition, and it's currently getting made into a commercial. What do you call that? Commercial beer. It's going to be sold commercially
sold
under the name of Bald Eagle Freedom Ale, because America and that. You're really malt forward, this beer. Like I make my beers a bit more malty. The hops, the aroma still comes through though, Simo, like.
Yeah. I think it's aromatic. Sure.
It's not
Without
like
being like tropical or citrus and off your nose.
It doesn't thump you as hard as most IPAs, this one, on the nose, but it's still there. It's just very malt forward, which I like, and so do the Robe beer judges, and so does Simo. So I'll quickly run through the recipe. Link will be in the description. Sorry, I don't know it off by heart, but this is basically the recipe that won the silver. And we've got some 2-row malt, some Cara Munich, some Crystal 40, and some Marisota Pale. I like Marisota. I like the nuttiness and the biscuitiness. We got some Columbus for bittering, some Ella and Mosaic in the Whirlpool and Dry Hop. And this one's actually different. So normally I use a West Coast ale yeast to finish this off. I use Kvike yeast on this one.
Very good idea.
Just finished it in 4 days. Like it was. Normally I do a 10-day ferment and then a couple of weeks in the keg, but this was literally 4 days in the fermenter, 1 day cold crushing, and then here we are in the keg. So turned out really well. Now it's on the very edge of the spectrum for alcohol. It's a 7.5% beer. The bitterness there, I'll be using 53 as per calculations, but it doesn't come across, does it? The bitterness isn't like smack your face off. It's got a real heavy malt backbone, so it may be there. The bitterness is kind of there, but it's masked by lovely maltiness. So the camera died. We're just switching to a new one. In terms of the crafty and non-crafty, Sim, what do you reckon? I could give this. I feel like this could be for.
It was actually really funny. I noticed that was something you were going to cover on the last video, and when I was tasting this, I thought about that.
So what do you reckon?
Well, you crossed it when you said that the resurgence of craft beer in America was because of this style. But is it traditional anyway? Some sort of fence sitting there, I think.
For me, this beer, if I was going to give this to my dad, he would not enjoy it as much as we.
Same, neither would mine.
So that's what I mean by, is this one for the crafty boys? I think yes.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a mate who's maybe had a few cracks at craft beer and is kind of into it a little bit already, that's the second time you've hit the camera, buddy. Then maybe
it's also got you're not getting that milk, the orange juicy flavour that you can get.
It's
from
not
a heavily hot
beer.
Is this a glass for me or?
Yeah. I'll probably leave this for the people who already had a bit of a stint in craft. Not your first crack in craft, maybe third or fourth.
Yeah.
something like that. This one, obviously, as I said earlier, is a medal winner at Robe. Recipe link in the description. And this is another one that, keep on tap or seasonal. This is probably another one that I would keep, not. There's a few beers that I want to just keep on the taps. This is probably not one.
I'd keep it on the tap.
You would, Simo?
Yeah.
What about you, Luke?
Well, yeah, I didn't even know you were doing this.
Yeah, I'm on there right now.
You're on there right now. I was going to dish it. What is that one?
That's the American IPA.
The American IPA?
Nordic.
The Nordic, yeah. I like that one.
Did you keep that on tap?
I don't know if it's an all the time unless you wanted a heavy on the tap.
Yeah, because I got 6 taps and I've already got a few on there. So.
And if I was going to say heavy, I'd probably prefer something European. Like a Belgian.
So I'd maybe rotate out. Like Simo's a yes, Luke's probably a no.
Like it'd be on rotation if you had like a 3-monthly or something. Rotation
So I said
of what
seasonal,
you're
mate.
heavy. Yeah.
Seasonal.
Yeah.
So it'd be more than seasonal, but not on tap. Every time it runs out, I'm not rebrewing it. Oh, already this is gonna be a big night. But yeah, it is not a terrible beer by any stretch. So this is another homebrew challenge beer. We have counted in the BJCP 120 different styles. We are cataloguing all of them, and we are trying to brew a perfect example of the style. I understand that this was fermented with Kveik yeast, but it's 3rd or 4th iteration of this one. It's a medal winner in the style. I'm fairly happy with giving it a tick and putting it in there. So have a brew yourself. Tell us what you think. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Comments in the descriptions below. All right, everybody.